My team and I make the most realistic and functional lightsabers the world has ever seen. And at 4,500 degrees, they can cut through almost anything. But I believe lightsabers aren't just for Jedi. Hello there. Or those who have fallen to the dark side. Join me. We're making real lightsabers that you can buy. But not these ones. You guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love them. Until then, our brand new minisabers are now available at hacksmith.store, in stock and ready to ship. Complete with 2 brand new colors for good and evil. I spent the past 3 years developing these from the ground up. Now, why did I do that? Well, it's a fantastic product that I know you're gonna love. But more importantly, minisabers are the key to building real-life, full-size, functional lightsabers without any cords or hoses. And you guys are gonna make it happen. We're gonna live in a world where lightsabers are real, all thanks to you. And right now, you can actually snag a minisaber for 25% off if you buy it through the YouTube shopping shelf below this video. But more on that later. Thanks to our sponsor, YouTube Shopping. Here at Hacksmith Engineering Research Campus, we're the world leaders in lightsaber technology. No one else even comes close. I mean, we're pretty much the only ones working on real lightsabers, but anyway, we aren't satisfied with what we've made, and we won't be satisfied until we've made the real thing. We're taking our big backpack-powered proto-lightsaber and shrinking it all the way down into just a hilt. Now the key to doing this is liquid oxygen. That's because in liquid form, you can store over 800 times the volume as a gas. That means we can go from a tank this big to one this small built right into the hilt. No cords, no hoses, just a hilt. A real working lightsaber. I can't tell you guys how amazing this design is going to be. The problem is, liquid oxygen is cryogenic and using it is quite literally rocket science. Not to mention, super, super dangerous. So, let's play with some liquid oxygen.
So much too fast. I can't see.
How much are you putting in there, Bogdan? Yep, if we go down this route, this lightsaber will essentially be a pipe bomb if we design it or even assemble it wrong. I'll let Bogdan explain.
Liquid oxygen is really cold. In fact, it's just above absolute zero. It can be extremely explosive, reactive, and it'll boil off, which can cause things to rupture if it's not properly vented. It's all around super dangerous and really difficult to use. In order to safely handle liquid oxygen and continue lightsaber development, we needed a massive infrastructure upgrade here at HERC. We needed to build a class 100 clean room, which is cleaner than an operating theater for open heart surgery. You see, a single fingerprint on the inside of one of our parts can cause the entire lightsaber to explode. That's enough fuel that during a flash fill, it'll ignite. And once things are burning in liquid oxygen, well, they burn really fast. Anything that's normally flammable in air is explosive in liquid oxygen. And things that aren't flammable, like steel, is flammable in oxygen. Now having oxygen is great if we want to burn through steel, for example, and cut like a real lightsaber. But it's not so great if the entire lightsaber handle catches on fire while I'm holding it. So a single dust particle, metal chip, or even an eyelash can cause the entire lightsaber to become a bomb. So we have to take it very seriously. It's all around super dangerous and really difficult to use, which makes R&D extremely expensive.
And that's why we launched a crowdfunding campaign last May when we released the Minisaber as a pre-order. The idea was simple: buy a Minisaber and support the next generation of real-life lightsaber development. And it worked. We smashed our funding goal in just over a month and have been able to make significant progress. Huge thank you to everyone who pre-ordered a Minisaber. We couldn't have done this without you. It took much longer than expected to start production, but we wanted to make sure these Minisabers were perfect. There were some quality control issues, delays from the manufacturer, and shipping issues at the port. But last month, we received our entire shipping container full of Minisabers, and we were so excited. After months and months of waiting, they were here. Wow, yeah! Is that not cool? A natural reaction.
What? Wow.
Our very first order to be fulfilled, going out off to Hector in Texas.
No, not this one.
No.
There's
Not
a
this one.
packing list and not shipping label. It's okay. We'll cut that out. Very first one, packed by that place.
The shipping couriers had to send entire trucks just for order pickups. We even made friends with the drivers.
And no coat, like a true Canadian. All right, how is there still room in here? Okay, there's barely any room.
Oh, one of these?
Yeah, that's what we're shipping. That's the
awesome.
Founders Edition with the color changes too.
That's for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for you.
My hand got sore from signing so many boxes, but it was all worth it to see people getting our new invention in their hands and absolutely loving it. Thanks, guys. I'm so excited to share that we have now shipped all 8,500 pre-orders as of last week, which means Minisabers are now in stock and ready to ship immediately at Hacksmith.store, complete with 2 new versions for both the light side of the Force and the dark. The color changers are probably my favorite part of the design. Thanks to the fundraising campaign, Bogdan has been working full-time on continued lightsaber development. He's made some amazing progress, and as a reward for our backers, everyone who pre-ordered a minisaber and anyone who orders one going forwards, you get to see our behind-the-scenes lightsaber update videos and access to our backer-exclusive Discord channel, as well as a Hacksmith challenge coin to prove you helped develop the world's first real lightsaber. And this is just the beginning. The funds from every minisaber sale go right back into lightsaber development. We already have preliminary designs for future iterations we're tentatively calling the Rocket Saber, the Fusion Saber, and the Giga Saber. So, you might be wondering, where's all that money going? Well, $1 million Canadian pesos sounds amazing, but that's actually just over 700,000 US. And a lot of that went straight back to our backers, fulfilling all those rewards. The cost of the minisabers, the bonus rewards, freight, import and export fees, shipping and logistics, salaries, temp hires, quality control. Yeah, running a business kind of sucks. But it was still more than enough to jumpstart further lightsaber development, and Bogdan researched absolutely everything we needed to know about handling liquid oxygen and started designing our very own Class 100 clean room. Luckily, we had an extra room here at Herc, so we started renovations. Over the next few months, it started to take shape.
Anybody else grab another bucket?
Are you shooting me?
Sorry.
Yeah, buddy, we have a disaster. Call 911 and start shooting.
I'm fairly certain there are no YouTubers who have a laboratory-grade Class 100 clean room. Despite its name, a clean room, it's so much more complicated than that. And I should know, because before I did YouTube, I actually worked at Kirsty Digital designing digital cinema projectors, and they had a multi-million-dollar manufacturing line inside of a clean room, both Class 10,000 and Class 1,000. You had to wear a bunny suit, hairnets, beard nets, and even little booties. I used to feel so guilty when I accidentally sneezed in there. So what makes a clean room a clean room? Well, a Class 1000 clean room has less than 1,000 particles per cubic foot that are bigger than 0.5 micrometers. That's 0.005 millimeters. That's tiny. And it also has to have 180 air changes per hour. That means all the air in the room must be cycled 3 or more times per minute. Just think about that for a second. Or maybe 20. Yeah, all new air. That's crazy. Our clean room is going to be a Class 1000 and we'll actually have a smaller room inside that's Class 100. Cleaner than even the cleanest clean rooms at the billion-dollar company I used to work for. Let's go take a look.
This is the clean room. But first, I gotta suit up. So this is our Class 1000 clean room, and Bogdan is actually in our Class 100 clean room. And we didn't actually need to go all the way to Class 100, but we were building the room anyways, so we thought, might as well be safe and overdo it. And to be honest, it's pretty surreal standing in here because you saw where I came from, a garage, making projects on YouTube. Now we have our own laboratory. This is bonkers, guys. Right now, Bogdan's actually working on some lightsaber stuff. How's it going, Bogdan?
So far so good. We're gonna get ready to assemble the liquid oxygen section pretty soon and hopefully power this up for the first time ever.
That's awesome. I feel like this is where patient zero comes from.
And you can see, but we're actually down to 4 particles per liter at half a micron, which is really good and really clean. So hopefully this lightsaber should be safe.
As you can see, Bogdan's in the full bunny suit, head to toe. We went from not knowing anything about clean rooms to you becoming an expert on clean rooms. And I've only seen the bill for this place, so what do we pay for it?
So basically, this clean room is set up in order to fabricate and clean all the components that will be used for the liquid oxygen system. And it's a pretty advanced system, starting from obvious fabrication. So right here we have a argon purge brazing oven. So we'll actually be able to braze our brass and copper components inside of here in a clean environment without getting any kind of contamination on them. The part are gonna go through an isopropyl alcohol bath. After that, the part goes into our autoclave. After that, it's gonna go into our sulfuric acid bath. So this is gonna be 25% sulfuric acid, which will remove any kind of oxides on the copper that the argon did not perfectly purge. Quick rinse using some distilled water. Once our part is in the class 100 clean room, there's 3 additional final steps. The first bath is going to be a caustic bath, a soap water bath, a distilled water bath, and then a hot air drying oven. The part gets a nice visual inspection to make sure that there's absolutely no visible debris, and only then can the final parts be assembled for use in our liquid oxygen system. Now you might be thinking, this seems a little overkill, but the problem is liquid oxygen is extremely dangerous, and we have to take every possible precaution. Now you saw us playing with liquid oxygen outside, but it's a lot less dangerous when it's not in a stored pressurized container, where it has to be able to expand and evaporate. You have a high pressure that increases the chances of combusting with other materials such as metal, since this will be pressurized to over 100 psi.
So yeah, we're gonna be building real life lightsabers inside this room. And if that's not good enough reason to buy a minisaber from Hacksmith.store, I don't know what is. Speaking of which, did you know you could be shopping right now?
What?
And for 25% off?
Really?
That's right, YouTube Shopping has actually sponsored this video and helped us put everything on Hacksmith.store 25% off.
For a limited time.
You get to buy a minisaber for 25% off, and YouTube covers the difference. And we get paid the full amount. Think of it like YouTube subsidizing your holiday shopping. It's pretty great, and I doubt we'll ever have a sale like this again. All you have to do is use the shopping button below. Oh, and act fast, because supplies are limited and it's first come, first serve. Big thanks to YouTube for sponsoring this sale and video. But Hacksmith, I don't care about your glorified flamethrower-based lightsabers. That's okay. But the minisaber, even if it's not a lightsaber, it's a really cool product. Let me show you why. The journey began about 3 years ago when we first started developing it. We wanted to look like our world's first proto lightsaber, and we wanted it to be functional, sci-fi, and one of the coolest things you could own. What we came up with was this. It features a full metal design, has a gas tank 3 times larger than the original, and has an adjustable flame that can reach lengths of over 150 millimeters or about 6 inches. It'll run for about 15 minutes on just 3 grams of butane. We designed it with the user in mind. It features a heat break above the handle to make sure it doesn't get too hot when you're using it for prolonged periods. Just take a look at this thermal footage. Now, this might not be a premium screwdriver, but it is a little more complicated than that. Did you know the Minisaber has 26 components and 8 screws holding it together? Yep, there's 8 screws, 1 foil connector, 6 injection molded plastic parts, 2 machined aluminum parts, 1 zinc casting, 1 hose, 3 metal clips, 1 pin, 1 piezoelectric sparker, 1 gas tank, 1 brass fill nozzle, 1 ceramic insulator, 2 stainless steel pipes, and finally 6 brass pieces making up the nozzle assembly. Yeah, it's slightly complicated. We'll actually be releasing an iFixit guide on how to take it apart soon, because we actually partnered with them. And you can get an iFixit X Hacksmith bundle that includes an exclusive black and blue minisaber with their amazing ProTech toolkit, a fix mat, 2 epic stickers, and 2 sew-on patches, while supplies last. How cool is that? And my favorite feature? These color-changing inserts. We've seen this done with regular lighters before, but never on a blowtorch-sized flame. We took what we learned from our proto lightsaber and experiments with chemistry to change the color of the flame.
Look at that!
Oh, my eyes. I'll let Ian explain.
Oh, that's bright. Changing the flame color is relatively simple chemistry, and there's actually already products on the market that do this. You might remember those pop rocks for your fire pit, or there's this dragon's breath for flamethrower exhausts. Let me show you. It's an ionic compound that releases photons at different wavelengths using the energy from the fire. With dragon's breath, we're able to get some pretty incredible colors from our proto lightsaber. The difficult thing is taking this and turning it into a mass manufacturable product that's safe and easy to use. But that's what we've done. And that lasts a bit longer than a few seconds.
So, we took that idea and managed to create a color-changing filament that can be doped in similar chemicals. And it's shelf-stable. It worked even better than expected. We currently have red flame changers and green flame changers, but we're working on purple and yellow next. Plus, you can mix and match to get multiple colors in a single flame. And to support everyone who purchased the Gen 1 minisaber, we've also released the red and green flame changers for the original one too, now available at Hacksmith.store. Now, besides the obvious uses for it, like lighting candles, barbecues, campfires, creme brulee, or even doing light soldering jobs, here are top 5 of the weirdest things you can do with a minisaber. Central heating. We use them to heat our entire facility, and that's because a single minisaber puts out about 5,000 BTUs of heat, which means 15 of them is 75,000, which is what our furnaces could do.
That's a lot of damage. But you do have to refill them every 15 minutes. Our interns here get the weirdest jobs. We asked Jacob to make a minisaber fly.
Oh my god, it's
Ta-da!
going up the roof.
Mini is in the name, but what if you need something just a little bigger? Our Mega Saber is super convenient and even better at doing all the things the Mini Saber can do, but bigger and better.
Need a light?
Do you care about the environment? We made a hydrogen-powered edition that can run off of water. Step 1, fill your hydrogen generator with distilled water. Step 2, grab a solar panel to power it. Step 3, install your hydrogen fuel cell. Step 4, wait 4 to 6 hours to harvest 10 liters of hydrogen from the water. Step 5, plug it into your heavily modified Mini Saber. Step 6, wait a sec, where's the flame? Oh yeah, because we're running off hydrogen, it burns completely clean, which means the flame doesn't even have color. Talk about being environmentally friendly. Here, take a look through the thermal camera. Isn't that wild? Since the thermal camera picks up infrared heat, you can see the torch. Now, we're not going to be able to sell these because hydrogen has a pretty big explosion hazard. And finally, number 1, a flashlight. Man, it's really dark in here. Oh shit.